Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Patching Podcast. My name is Wendy Morgan, and I am with the Lifewave Company, and I'm joined today by my lovely co-host, Laura Balzer, and she's also with the Lifewave Company. Laura, you want to say hi?
Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's great to be here. I look forward to this all week to be with everybody. So I'm so excited that you guys have taken the time and you've joined us today because you're going to hear some amazing testimony. Wendy, I'm going to mute everybody out. And so You're going to need to unmute yourself here. Unmute.
There we go. Sorry, okay. I'm on my phone today, guys, because my computer decided not to work, so forgive me. But nevertheless, as Laura always says, welcome. And I said earlier, welcome today to our wonderful Patching Podcast. If someone invited you today, it's because they really want to share this amazing technology. It's really the big crescendo to when it comes to activating one's stem cells because it's so non-invasive, easy to use, and it's not that expensive altogether. But you didn't really come here to hear me talk. You actually came here to listen to our wonderful testimonies. But before we jump into that, like I said, you'll be listening to two individuals today who have been experiencing results, activating their own stem cells and supporting their cells to function better with this patented technology from Lifewave. I would like to remind everybody that the information that's being shared here is for educational purposes only. It does not substitute professional medical advice. All Lifewave products are not intended to cure, treat, diagnose, or prevent any disease whatsoever. And even though we have many medical professionals in our company, in our personal team, we recommend that if you are pregnant, nursing, or on specific medications, or have any medical conditions, please consult with your physician first if you feel that is something you'd like to do. With that being said, we're going to turn this right into why you're here is to listening to our wonderful testimonies. Laura, we have one of our favorite people on here today.
We do. Bob Campbell's in the house. And I love every minute of it. You know what? I met Bob because of this technology. I would have never met Bob had it not been for this incredible stem cell activation patch. And Bob, I just love you. And I appreciate you so much for always coming on and updating us on your journey with this patch, because you have an extraordinary things happen, even things that you weren't even expecting were happening. So yeah. I'm going to turn the floor over to you so you can share about who you are, what life was like, who introduced you, and here we are today.
Okay, well, thank you. And I really appreciate you girls as well for everything you do. So thank you in advance. So I'm going to share, and I know a lot of people have heard most of my story, but something happened recently that I think I need to share with everybody. I'm going to start. I'm just going to tell you what happened. We were introduced this product by Amy, by we, I mean, my wonderful business partner, Amy Holmesy, I think most people know. And within the first 7 to 10 days, my energy level doubled with it by wearing the patch. But I will say this, I didn't have much energy. I'm 73 now, and it was our 3rd year anniversary last week, by the way. So we're very excited about that, wearing the patches and being involved, helping others and sharing this amazing product. So within 7 to 10 days, my energy level doubled. It took 6 to 7 weeks. And at that point, my sleep pattern changed dramatically for the better, because I used to sleep an hour and be up 2 and sleep an hour and be up 3. And that all started with me when I was a sophomore in high school. So I've been dealing with those sleep issues since then. And so now, so that happened about 6 weeks in. So then as time went by, I have a sinus issue and I had an infection. And so I couldn't really breathe well. Well, 3.5 months in, everything changed. And I began to breathe better, had more energy, more stamina, and went on to feel much, much better. So about 6 months in or 7 months in, my energy level is through the roof. I can see better. I can hear better. I have tons of energy I haven't had, and I'm sleeping 6 to 6.5 hours straight through, and my energy is through the roof. Why I'm on here today. So everything with me happened over months of time. So in the 7th month, I have had pain in my knees and my feet. I've had 7 foot surgeries, 5 knee surgeries. The 6th month, I've been in pain every day of my life since 1971. So even after all those operations, the pains would come back. However, 6 months go by, I get no relief in my feet, my knees. And I also had arthritis in my hands. And I thought, okay, everything else has helped. I have tons of energy. I'm feeling much better. And then the 7th month, about the 2nd or the 3rd week, I noticed that I had no pain, no stiffness, no swelling anywhere in my body. It was completely gone. And it has never come back after being over 40 years of daily pain. So for the last 2.5 years, I have been completely pain-free. It has never come back. I'm able to play sports like I couldn't do for years. So then recently, the last thing that happened was I was reading a book. Now you have to remember, I've been here 3 years. I was reading a book, and it was a little blurry. It was a little hard to read, and I had to pull the book closer to me. And I thought, oh, geez, my eyes are getting worse. And of course, I wasn't happy. But what happened was I realized I didn't have my glasses on for the first time since 3rd grade. 3rd grade, I've been wearing glasses and have not been able to read without them. I didn't have my glasses on and I was reading.
Oh my gosh.
After 3 years on the patches, it hadn't helped at all in that area. And then at that 3-year mark, which was last week, I could see without glasses on, and I read my book.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yes. And I kept thinking, I had to pull the book closer to me, and I'm thinking, oh no, my eyes have gotten worse. How can that be? Because everything else had gotten better. So anyway, I just want to let everybody know that it took 3.5 months for my prostate to get better. For all you guys out there, I've been on a pill every day for 12 years to be able to urinate. If I don't take the pill, I cannot urinate at all. And in 3.5 months, one day my flow is strong. I'm still on the pill. The next day, the flow is strong again. And I thought, geez, I wonder what's going on. I stopped taking that pill for the first time in 12 years. I've never had to take that pill again.
Wow.
Wow.
That is
So, yeah. So I wanted to talk about my eyes though, because that was quite the revelation that after 3 years of not being able to read with my glasses off, I'm able to do it now. And I've had glasses since 3rd grade.
You know what's so awesome about that is, number one, when I talk to people, I always say, you know what, I don't really, even though I've been patching for 2 years, I don't feel like I even can imagine or know what's left for my body to do what it needs to do. I don't know. And now you've given me hope with my eyes, so I don't have to wear these glasses, right?
Yeah.
But, we never know. We don't know what's going on in our bodies.
No.
And,
But
and
how?
I love that you waited 6 months, almost 7 months, because you would notice smaller things. But then for you to wake up and that pain, something that you had experienced literally forever.
Yep.
To be
7
gone.
foot surgeries, 5 knee surgeries, arthritis in my hands so bad I couldn't wear this ring that now just on and off.
Slips right off.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Wow.
Truly amazing.
Unbelievable.
But for it to go, it took 3 years for my eyes to get better. So that just tells me your body continues to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
incredible.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Bob, you're amazing. You're going to be like bionic before we, by the time we finish this, you're going to be bionic and it's going to be amazing.
I have to share this last thing. I just got home just a couple minutes ago, and my son and I and my grandson and my granddaughter were in Walmart, And we're looking in the parking lot because I'm zipping to get home. So I'm kind of moving quickly, right? And they got to keep up with me. And then as we're leaving, my son goes, Dad, look at all these other people. They look to be your age and they're barely moving. And I thought about that. And I thought, that is amazing, because they were having to hustle to keep up with me.
That is amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Bob,
do
we
too.
love you and we appreciate you, and you're going to keep coming back. So like when I share that Bob Campbell is in the house, it is because something revolutionary has happened and everybody needs to tune in. You know, our other guest has arrived, if you will, but Bob, somebody is asking me on here very quickly, can you just like quick tell us about the skin cancer that you had that go ahead.
Okay. So I was a mailman in the sunshine in Florida for 20 years. And being a man, I was too stupid to put sunscreen on. I admit to that. Right. So I developed precancerous scabbing all over the backs of my arms, my hands, and my fingers. And when I went to the cancer center here in Tampa at Moffitt, the doctor said, if you don't burn these off, when they turn into cancer, you will have less than 3 years to live. And so they had to burn each one of them off individually. It was the most pain I've ever suffered in my life. Tears were streaming out of the corners of my eyes because they can't numb anything. They just got to burn them off one at a time, over 200. And within a year and a half to 2 years, they all came back. They had to burn them all off again. Within a year and a half to 2 years, they all came back a third time. And I kept putting it off because I don't want to go through that pain. Honestly, I am a little bit of a sissy boy. So anyway, what happened was I'm putting it off and putting it off, but we found the patches. And I started wearing the patches. This took between 18 and 20 months. But I got out of the shower one day, drying off, and I realized all of those precancerous scabbing was all gone. All gone. Now, it took between 18 and 20 months. The reason I don't know is because I don't know when they went away.
Right.
But that's the period that I found them, that they were all gone. I have one stubborn one left, and it's just a reminder. It's on the back of my hand. But that's it. The other couple hundred are gone.
Amazing.
And the only reason would be the patches, because I didn't put anything on them. There was nothing that could be done, basically.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Yeah, I don't know. They just asked me to ask you about that. So yeah. Thank you, as always. Thank you. Wendy, yes. I know that Valerie's in the house.
Yes. So everybody, we're going to switch over to our second person. Valerie, if you would please unmute yourself and say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Yay, there she is.
Hi.
So Valerie, and welcome, and thank you so much today. Valerie and I just met literally yesterday, and so we really appreciate you coming forward because you have an amazing testimony. So if you would please let people know where are you from and a little bit about yourself.
So I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and I work as a hairstylist. So my job is pretty labor intensive. I'm on my feet all day, and I'm a mom. I have a 12-year-old son. So yeah.
Yeah. And so, and you deal with a lot of chemicals. I mean, hello, that's hairdressing. That's intense.
Yeah. I did try and choose to work with a brand that is plant-based and organic. So as the years have gone by, light bulb came on. Yes, I need to start realizing, I work with chemicals all the time. So yeah.
Yeah. And so I know, so you and I were talking about how some of those chemicals have shown up in your life, but, please allow people know what was going on in your life beforehand, who introduced you, and when did you start using the patches, and what has been kind of like disappearing or appearing in better health for you?
Yeah. So I would say after my son was born, for about the last 11 years, my body just kind of freaked out, he was born and then nothing was ever the same again. I'm sure that, a lot of women kind of experience the same thing. So it started me on this health journey of, I started researching and just finding out, oh my gosh, I'm not eating very well, and just learning about nutrition. And I was having some very, very bad anxiety.
Mhm.
And just, it seemed like my body just broke down, and I had a list of like 20 symptoms long. So on that journey, I went to a medical doctor. They wanted to do some anxiety medication. I was nursing. I didn't want to do that. So I looked for something else. I went to a naturopath, and, she helped a little bit. Eventually I found my homeopath, and he set me up with a good remedy. That's a completely different modality of medicine. I'm sure you're not familiar with it, but long story short, it really helped. It helped with a lot of symptoms, and I was doing pretty well. So I would say out of the 20 symptoms, I got down to, 1 or 2. And but I was still having to take this remedy for my anxiety. And so
Mhm.
some of those symptoms with anxiety was like shaky. I would feel shaky. I wouldn't necessarily feel anxiety in my mind or in my thoughts, but my body was feeling something, trauma or anxiety, you know. And so I would have to take this remedy in order to calm my body down. So I would say in 2020, just probably like a lot of other people, just being isolated, I just stopped kind of doing the things that I was doing, the exercise, the eating well. And so after that, things really started to decline again. It really hard to sleep, a lot of anxiety, hard to sleep, headaches. I would say monthly cycles were very difficult. Just like a lot of decline. So
Yeah, and I remember you talked about, I mean, you had more than just that. I mean, you had numbness in your shoulders and your fingers, you had nausea,
yeah,
TMJ issue, depression.
so kind of fast forward. Yeah, so I would say depression and anxiety on and off probably since teenage years. It's kind of hard to know when all that kind of started, but previously, 20 years ago, I had been on antidepressants, and I just did not want to be on that. So I told my doctor, I know you don't recommend it, but I'm going to go off. Please tell me how to wean myself off. I had gained like 50 pounds from taking that antidepressant, and it just didn't feel right. And so I wanted to look for something else, but that was a while ago. So I did deal with that depression and anxiety for like 20 years. And the anxiety more so after I had my child. Yeah. So, but the numbness, I had stayed home as a stay-at-home parent for 7 years, and then I went back to work as a hairstylist. When I went back to work, after about 2 years of being back to work, my right shoulder just pain, numbness, tingling all the way down into my hand. And that's lasted about a year. And then the left shoulder started to do the same kind of symptoms, same thing. So I was going to the chiropractor. The chiropractor said that instead of my neck being curved like it should, like that, it was straight up and down. One leg is longer than the other, which is pretty common, but it was causing one hip to be higher than the other. And so my spine was curving this way when it should be straight. So we were working on that. My spine constantly felt locked up. I couldn't ever stretch enough. I couldn't move, everything was so tight. And so, kind of all the symptoms that I have gone away, it's almost like I don't even realize until I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have that. So bear with me as I try and go through everything, all the symptoms that have gotten so much better. But so far, the left shoulder, completely no pain, no more numbness in that shoulder. And then after I started patching, the left finger started to get numb. And I kind of didn't like that, but I thought, you know what, something's going on in my body that's healing, because I didn't have that before. And so that was numb for about 3 weeks, and then it went away. And all the shoulder and numbness and everything on this side is gone, completely gone. And I'm still waiting on this side. This one's been hurting for a lot longer. So we're waiting for that. And I'm pretty confident that that will be gone as well. But so over this time, I've been using the patches for about 2.5 months. And I started to notice, oh my gosh, my skin, I live in the desert. I live in Arizona. I mean, you cannot put enough lotion on. You cannot drink enough water. Your skin's always dry, lips are always dry. I started to notice that, wow, my skin is moisturized. It feels hydrated, not just moisturized, but hydrated, you know, like it's retaining moisture. And that was a big deal.
Mhm.
The first time, I'll tell you, I put the Eon patch on. I got my patches. I was so excited. I wanted to stick them on right away, but it was in the evening. So I didn't want to put the X39 patch on. So I decided I'll start with the Eon patch. And I was sitting there in my bed. I stuck the patch on and 3 seconds go by and I feel like my body just relaxed. I wasn't aware that I was feeling anxious, but once I got the patch on, I realized that I was feeling anxious and I just relaxed like a limp noodle, but in a good way. And then my ear ringing stopped immediately. And I was like, I didn't even realize my ears were ringing. And so, yeah, the ear ringing and the anxiety stopped right away with the Eon patch. So that was exciting. And I haven't been sleeping well with anxiety or hormones or whatever life. I just wasn't sleeping well. I would sleep and, 1 or 2 hours, kind of like Bob was saying, and just wake up for an hour or two and then fall back asleep. I mean, my best sleep happened in between 9 and 10, or 8 and 10, which is horrible because that's really not a good schedule. So my sleep just rapidly improved. I noticed I was sleeping better and feeling good and refreshed when I woke up.
Yeah. And I remember you said that, I mean, I'm sure that coincides with your energy and your stamina, because you said before, after a day of work, you're done, right? And now you've got energy to spare.
Totally. Yeah. And what's interesting with that is that, like I had gotten into this mindset where I can only do this. I can only work this. I can only do this. And then I just realized that, I went for a long walk and I didn't feel winded, or, I did something above and beyond what I would normally do, and I was fine. And then, wow, I could come home and cook dinner. I could, stay up. I don't have to flop in bed as soon as I get home. These things just started realizing these things slowly.
Right.
But
now
really,
you did have other pain, right? I mean, you had TMJ issues and you had knee pain as well. And how is that doing now?
yeah. So I went to the dentist. I had a Novocaine shot, and after that, I had the worst jaw pain for, I would say, 3 or 4 weeks. And when I went back to the dentist, she's just like, well, that's kind of common. And so I did wear a guard for a little bit, but then I also stuck the Eon patch right there. I stuck the X39 patch right around there, and it's all completely gone. So, I mean, and what I've heard is sometimes that never goes away. So that's really exciting. The knee pain, I didn't have it before, but one day during still using the patches, I woke up and wow, my knee hurt so bad. It felt like a screwdriver was stabbing there into my left knee. And I decided to try the Lifewave patch. I put it on completely incorrectly. I didn't know how to, I had the brown patch on the pain and then the white patch on the left side, and learning, I realized that's really not suggested. So, but it helped anyway. I wore that patch for the full 12 hours while I went to work. Because if I didn't have the patch, I didn't know how I was going to work and stand all day. So I was able to go to work and took the patch off and it was gone and it never came back.
Wow, that is awesome. Laura, any questions? This is amazing.
No, I'm sitting over here. I don't know if anybody can see me, but I just with this grin on my face because, both of them have like, I didn't even know I had that. And then the next thing I turned around and then I could do this. And then, it's just such an evolving process, and once you hit the plateaus, you don't have to deal with them anymore, and Valerie, that's amazing. And I, kudos to you for using words like, I'm going to wait for this because I know it's going to happen, or I didn't use that right, but it worked anyway. You know, you're just so accepting and open and to receiving everything that this tool has to offer you. I don't know. I love it. I love to hear people. She didn't even realize she had ringing in her ears till it was gone. Like, so many things become normal to us, and we don't realize that it's stripping us from the little things that we enjoy doing. And I don't know.
I want to say too, if I can, that so I started adding more and more patches. I started getting so excited. I'm like, let's do some more, you know? So I started using the carnosine. I thought, you know, that would really help with my job and my muscles. Carnosine and glutathione. And man, glutathione, I'm assuming, I can't say for sure, but the detox symptoms were real, guys, like nausea, headaches, skin issues, you know, coming out. I just drank so much water, you know, trying to just get all these things out. And but after those 2 or 3 weeks of wearing the glutathione, so I was wearing carnosine, glutathione, Aeon, and X39. I was sitting in the break room at work one day, and I looked around at my coworkers and I said, guys, because I've been talking about it ever since, right? Guys, I feel like I want to get up and run a marathon. Who wants to come with me? And they're, you know, they're all kind of in my age group, and they're just like, what? I was like, I feel euphoric. Like, I could just run. And they're just like, wow. And I mean, coworkers have said to me, like, you are glowing. The difference in you is like night and day. One lady said to me, you just look more alive. I was just like, come on, put the patch on. You'll feel it too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wendy, it's just a lot of amazingness. That's all I know.
It is. So Valerie, thank you so much. And gosh, you're just at the beginning. I mean, I know you probably missed out, but Bob, he just shared his testimony, and he's been on the patches for 3 years, and he just received a whole new testimony to share. And you're just 2 months in. So we'd love to go ahead and have you back, you know, 3 months, 2 months, however long, just reach out and we'll reach out to you. And just because I know there's going to be so many more amazing things happening to you.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much,
Valerie.
Valerie, for showing
Yeah.
up. All right, take care. All right, everybody. So you're probably wondering a little bit about what is this patch? What are we actually talking about? So we're actually talking about this particular little tiny patch, and it's about the size of a quarter. And on the back, we just basically has 2 little, just like a Band-Aid adhesives you take off and you can plop it. You can see I have one right there on my wrist. And inside of that little white gauze right there is where all the magic happens. And it's really simple, guys. It's nothing really big. It's just organic salt, sugars, and amino acids with water, creating a specific crystal lattice that reflects back into your body a specific light wave. So when you place it on your body, the heat of your body actually starts to activate the patch, but you have light coming out of your body. We're all very well aware of infrared, right? We have night goggles to that we as the lay people can actually see that and get our hands on it. But they now have technology that shows that we actually emanate a full spectrum of light from our body. And David Schmidt learned over 20 years ago that we can definitely use these specific light waves and reflect certain ones back into the body to create a specific outcome. Now, with this particular patch that we're talking today is about the X39 patch, and literally it's the holy grail to the stem cell field. Why? Because it's so portable, it's so easy to apply, it's non-invasive, it's non-transdermal, and it's not that expensive either. So once you start applying this patch, within 10 seconds, it is working and it's reflecting the light wave back into your body. And it's reflecting back certain light waves to start raising your GHK copper peptide. And GHK copper peptide in itself has a slew of healing benefits for the body. But one of the greatest thing that GHK copper peptide does is it starts activating your own stem cells to come out of hibernation and also start making brand new ones. So probably thinking hibernation, what? I didn't think I had any stem cells. Well, actually, when you were created in the womb way back when, or way just not too long ago, Basically the body with its wonderful miraculous events, they know that GHK copper peptide, the chemicals kind of created. And then from there, it activates the process to make stem cells, brain, bone, blood, nerve, etc. And those stem cells started to literally 3D print you, create you in the womb. And that GHK stayed rather plethorant, so the stem cells stayed a lot with you to make sure you continue to grow, your bones began to grow, continue to grow, your brain continued to develop. But sometime after puberty, for whatever reason, that GHK starts to decline. And the stem cells need that GHK to continue to stay rather plethorant and very active. So by the time you're actually 35, you have less than 45% stem cells that are currently in activity, helping your body heal. By the time you're 60, it's anywhere between 5% to 0.9% that is currently active in your body of stem cells. By the time you're 90, we're kind of looking for them like a needle in a haystack. There's pretty much, you can't find any. So this is one of the main causes of why you see us age and why you see debilitation of the body, because there's nothing really that your body has to go out and literally heal or replace those damaged stem cells with a brand new cell. You heard me right. So I've been patching for 3 years as well, like Bob. And I literally have cells that have only been replicating themselves for 3 years. Some literally probably a month old, no longer the 58-year-old or 58-year young in this case now, cells that are currently in my body. It's turning those cells over to, and not turning those cells, is literally taking that damaged cell saying, get out of here, and making a brand new cell. We're literally reversing the aging process. So if you'd like to learn more information about this particular patch and also GHK copper peptide, feel free to reach out and go to start X39now.com. On there's some short videos. There's also a little video from David Schmidt himself, and also a little ditty about GHK copper peptide and its healing benefits. But nevertheless, this is a wonderful patch. And Laura, you want to tell everybody about the history of the company? Because I'm sure they're wondering, how come I haven't heard about this?
Well, I do, and I'm going to touch on it briefly because you guys' time is very valuable, and we're so grateful that you took some time this afternoon to join us and listen to our testimonies. You know, the beautiful thing about everything that you heard today is this is not new. The only new part about this is X39 stem cell activation patch. That patch has been in the marketplace for almost 4 years, and that's a very, very new product. So those of you who are coming here today go, why haven't I heard about this? Why isn't my doctor telling me about this? Trust me, they will. Somebody will, and you're here today because somebody alerted you to it. So be grateful, be thankful, because the way this all started 19 years ago was when David was doing some work with the Navy, right? He was contracted at that time. He was doing some work on the mini subs, and the Defense Department came to him and said, we need something for the SEALs. We need something for them to have endurance, stamina, clarity. You know, we don't need them amped up on amphetamines, caffeine, and good knows, Lord knows what else, right? We need them clean, we need them strong, and we need them clear. And David went to work, and that's when our first patch was born, if you will. And it is our energy enhancer patch. And it is a 2-patch system. It's amazing. I've used it for 3 years. It does so many things, but it's what got Lifewave started. And from that time came many, many supporting patches, but it was 10 years in the making for the X39 stem cell patch to come into the marketplace. David devoted all that time and millions of dollars of his own money to bring this to market. And here we are today with it. So I can't even imagine what this man has in the future that will come out to help all of us and many be able to live long, healthy, just energy-driven lives like we're supposed to. So as Amy, I was going to call you Amy. Where did that come from? Bob, it's because you're on here probably.
Hey,
Just like
I'll
Wendy
take it.
directed
Amy's a wonderful
you,
person.
if you want to dig a little deeper into the company, because I'm just giving you a brief synopsis, go to that startx39now.com. There is an amazing video that David did in there. It's about 18 minutes and it's worth every second for you to check into. But more importantly, get back to the person that invited you. You got a lot of information today. You heard about a lot of different patches. I'm like, Valerie, give them all to me. Okay, I'm just going to be honest, but let them walk you through that. Let them tell you how each one can support you and your needs that you're having right now. They're also going to help you figure out the best way to purchase them, whether it's a retail purchase, whether it's a wholesale pack. They're going to customize for you and get you started immediately. So again, get with them, let them help you. They cared enough to invite you, so I know they'll take you on the rest of your journey. But I do want to take some time and again, thank you. Thank Valerie, thank Bob, Wendy, amazing explanation on the science. Thank you so much. And we just wish all of you to have an incredible, incredible weekend. And don't forget, we will be back here next week, Monday through Thursday at 9, Fridays at 4 Eastern Standard Time. And invite the family and bring the friends. We don't care. We just want people to know about this technology. Wendy, anything else before we scoot?
No, I think that's good. Thank you so very much. It's lovely to hang with you, Laura, as always.
Yep.
And signing off from California.
Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.
On Fantastic Friday. Woo!
Thank you, ladies.